Claire's, welcome to my channel Court.is.Claire, and I am Court.is.Claire, your modern day Claire Huxtable. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you are an oldie but a goldie, hey boy, hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're back to join me. And this video today is about the fact that I couldn't get into nursing school. However, I am a nurse. So if you are interested in the topic, honey, if you are at a crossroads in your nursing life, nursing student life, and you just don't know what to do, you finished your prereqs and you can't get into nursing school, you've been waitlisted, you can't pass the T's, or you just want to be plain old nosy, honey, go ahead and stay tuned to this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and go ahead and ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. My bell. Ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ring my bell so you can be notified of my weekly videos. As a nurse, if you don't know, I've been a nurse for 10 years, and I just wanted to go ahead and just give some people a little bit of motivation, because initially when I set out to become a nurse, I wasn't able to get into nursing school at the university that I started off at. So let's rewind the clock. Okay, so I went to Florida State University straight out of high school. And when I started college, I was a pre-med biology major. And I quickly found out, after a lot of nights at the moon, and after trigonometry, and after chemistry, organic, I knew that pre-med biology was not for the kid. Shift paths to nursing. Now, I didn't really know to what extent the nursing role was, but I knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I wanted to be in the medical field. However, by the time I figured that out, I did not have the highest grades to be that competitive to apply to Florida State's nursing program. And I found that out when I went to my counselor. I'm like, yo, I'm switching to being a nurse. And he was like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going here to Florida State University. And he was like, you know, looking at my transcripts, you know, that's very competitive in your GPA. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I got like a 3-something GPA. What is this man talking about? But it was competitive, and he felt as if that I should go to the community college if that's what I wanted to pursue. And I'm thinking to myself, my mama did not send me way to Tallahassee to talk about going to the community college for nursing when I could have been at Broward Community College or some community college back home. And you know, that's no tea, no shade if that's what you wanted to do. But at the time, I just couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I went all the way off to school, and I wasn't going to be fulfilling the role coming home with a bachelor's degree. Nevertheless, I started to pursue different routes. I looked into becoming a social worker. I looked into becoming a nutritionist. I looked into switching to criminal justice. And quite frankly, none of that was for me. I didn't like any of it. And it wasn't until I sat down and I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he was like, Courtney, you going all around the world dancing around what you want to do. You want to be a nurse. You talked about it. That's what you want to do now. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Go ahead and get into nursing school. You don't have to go to Florida State. You could go somewhere else. You just need to become a nurse. So once we had that conversation, it sparked a match in me. It sparked a light in me, and I became just enthralled into just researching a whole bunch of nursing schools. And I ended up applying to University of Alabama. I applied to Hampton, and I applied to the University of the Virgin Islands. And how the University of the Virgin Islands became on my radar was because I had a friend who was in nursing school in Puerto Rico, and I was like, that's not really an option for me because I don't speak Spanish. But the Virgin Islands came on my radar, and that's why I applied there. How I ended up on St. Croix, I don't even remember, but nevertheless, I ended up in University of the Virgin Islands for nursing school in St. Croix. And let me tell you guys, to be honest, it was the best decision that I ever made. It was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And it goes to show you that God works all things out for the good of those he loves, because that situation, when that counselor told me that he didn't think that I was going to be able to get into a bachelor's prepared nursing program, it crushed me, y'all. I just was like, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and it put me in a position where it was not a good feeling, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. But you know what? God works things out, and I ended up over there in St. Croix, and that was one of the best decisions that I ever could have made. And not to mention, I have a network. I have friends that I still talk to from Florida State, but the network that I have from the University of the Virgin Islands is crazy strong. Y'all don't understand. We can go somewhere. I have gotten interviews. I go all over the country when I was travel nursing, and everywhere I went, I would link up with people from the Virgin Islands, or I met through people that I knew from the Virgin Islands. My network is just so global from going to school over there. It was priceless. There were so many pros to going to nursing school over there. Let me start off by saying that they have a rigorous program. Their program is not easy. Say, I don't remember the averages, but whatever average that they required stateside to pass a nursing class, the U.S. Virgin Islands, UVI, was University of the Virgin Islands nursing class requirement score was higher. And not only that, like the teachings that we got prepared us for nursing, and it just was such a good experience socially and academically. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Another thing that I want people to understand about me going to nursing school in the Virgin Islands is that it is a U.S. territory. So when I went to nursing school there, I was able to come back home and sit for the NCLEX with no problems. I didn't have to take a foreign exchange thing. I didn't have to do any of that. I sat for my program for my NCLEX like everybody else, when I could sit. And also, in the Virgin Islands, nursing is a profession that is revered. So you get a lot of respect. There's integrity. It is a big deal to be a nurse in the Virgin Islands. So it's a whole nother ballgame compared to being a bedside nurse here in the States. And the overall experience, and quite frankly, everybody wants to study at the beach. Let's be real. It was just such a good experience, and I want you guys to understand that if you are at a crossroads in your life and you are a nursing student and you are trying to figure out what you're going to do, maybe you've been waitlisted, maybe your GPA isn't as high, maybe you can't pass the TEAS test, maybe you're trying to figure out an alternative route to achieve your nursing goal, hang in there and think outside of the box, because your breakthrough is right outside of your comfort zone. Don't just get stuck into one mindset and get tunnel vision, and when things happen to shake that up, you get so discouraged that you stop. Keep pushing through. Figure out those other ways to skin a cat. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, drop them in my comment box. And please, please, please don't forget that I love you, but God loves you so much more. God bless you.